I'm Dewan Johnson. Welcome to the Think Bigger Actors podcast, where I share with you different kinds of talks and coachings and conversations with actors and industry professionals on thinking bigger. I hope these conversations will help you on your path to success, because I believe success is an inside job that starts with your mindset and the thoughts you hold dominant in your mind. Change your thoughts and you change your world. Your path to thinking bigger begins now.
Welcome back to the Think Bigger Actors podcast. I'm your host, Dewan Johnson, and you're getting ready to listen to a mini-sode. That's just a mini podcast. Take a listen. Ooh la la, we're back for a mini-sode. I love these mini-sodes. I haven't been doing them. Oh, I'm so happy, excited about this one. So this week I'm going to talk about, my other dream job, which would be directing. And I just want to share two things about this. Two things. I talked about actors, but I want to talk about myself first. And the first one is, of course, relating to you, because I'm here for us. And I want to ask the question of who fed you that lie that real actors only act? Because it's funny, I keep hearing how slow it is, how the industry is dead, but it doesn't feel that way to me. I never believed I was put on this earth to just be an actor. That's just one part of me. That's just probably one part of you. And leaning into my other dream of directing, that's been 2025. I put it on there. I'm going to do more with directing. I took a class. I've been directing, my last couple episodes my scenes that I've been working with the LA Directors Lab. And it has been fulfilling me in ways that I can't even describe. It feeds my soul. It keeps me learning. It keeps me creating and ready to tell stories in a different way. And most importantly, it means I'm not sitting around waiting for the phone to ring. So here's the truth. The idea that if you chase anything else other than acting, you're not serious. You're not serious about acting. That's an expired, borrowed belief that's designed to keep actors small. And just like expired milk, it's time to throw it out. It's time to throw that belief out. So this is your permission slip to choose the other dream. Choose it. What's the dream you've been keeping on the shelf? I would tell you that it's directing for me. There's other dreams out there, and I want you to chase it. So many actors, I've been saying this for so long. You could be like the next inventor of a kind bar or something like that. Anything. There's other stuff you could be doing. Besides directing. I love it. I've been loving it. I'm going to have the producer of the LA Directors Lab. I'm going to have her on the podcast, and we're going to talk more about it, because there's parts and ways for if you want to direct, or if you are an actor, you want to act in some of these things, you can do that stuff as well. But speaking of, the second thing I want to talk about is not letting your future vision of yourself mess up your current moment. Say that one more time. I know where you want to go. I see your dreams. You see your dreams. Don't let that moment mess up where you are right now. I was working with a actor on my last directing thing I did, and this actor did not want to wear a certain piece of wardrobe that I wanted them to wear. We went back and forth, and I was just like, listen, this is part of the script. It says this, and I also need it for a shot, but this person did not want to wear this item. I needed it because also we work with intimacy directors, and the other person in the scene had a chance to, you do something with this wardrobe that starts them to kiss, right? It just brings them closer. So I needed this shot. This person decided. We said it. We were there with everybody. We had a meeting. Everybody was around, and we all agreed. I thought it was great. That was moving on. That person came back the next day when we got ready to shoot. I didn't see the person. I didn't think about it because I'm a director and I've already said it. And that person did not wear that wardrobe. They decided to wear something else. So that person effed me. Here's what I want to say about that. The person just decided that I wasn't being very collaborative of that. And, they decided that's what they wanted to wear. And so they wore it. They wore their choice. And, listen, I'm being very vague about this on purpose because I don't want anybody, this is all a teaching moment for me as a director, for me, but also I hope for you as an actor. Maybe if you've worked a lot, maybe you haven't worked a lot, I want to make sure that this conversation, this story gets out there and reaches you. But, so that was one thing. And then we had a debrief about my directing after the scene. It went great. I had to work with it. That's all we did. We were going to shoot in 90 minutes, 2 hours. And so I just had to work with it for that. I'll tell you more about that in a second. But, at the debrief, this person was just like, I think that you as a director, because I get to talk about how was I a director? That's the whole point of the lab. And this person was just like, I think you need to be more collaborative as a director. This isn't what I want to do. I want to be like a Daniel Day-Lewis in the beginning. And I was like, wow, I told you I don't want to do film yet. I want to do television. And this person was just out there talking about like how they wanted to be Daniel Day-Lewis and how they wanted to do that, which is great. I want you all to have a vision of what your life is, where you want to go. But right now, you're not Daniel Day-Lewis. Right now, you're in a lab. Right now, your director or your person on television or your person on that film has asked you to do something. And unfortunately, in this industry or in corporate world or anywhere, if you are asked by your supervisor or you are asked by your director to do something and you decide not to do something, you'll be fired from that set. That's the least thing that could happen. You will be fired from that set or asked to leave, but you probably won't get to work with that person again or work again. And let me tell you something, news travels fast. It travels fast about it. So, I just want to say, like, if you're out there and if you're thinking that this is a collaboration, I'm sorry, it's not. The industry, like it is show business and a lot of moving pieces. There are a lot of moving pieces. Yes, wardrobe is going to ask you, like, what do you feel most comfortable in? What do you might want to wear? But if you have to wear a chicken suit for the scene and it called for a chicken suit and you were booked in a chicken suit, you got to wear that chicken suit. When you get to the thing, it's not time to be like, that's not the time. It literally is not. And I just, I think I was getting ready. I shot this scene and I was going to NCIS on that Monday. And I thought to myself, if I showed up to this major network television show and I decided, you know what? I don't want to wear their suit. Just between you and me, guys, I don't love my wardrobe on NCIS. We talk about it all the time. Just because it's in the 90s, it's a period piece, it's biggie, it's baggy, it's bigger than that's it. I love what they put me in. I love that it's, if I were 1992, but like for me, I would wear like a skinny suit and all that stuff like that. But guess what? I'm not going to give them a hard time and say, I'm not wearing this. That's just not what we do in this industry. We can give our opinion, but at the end of the day, there are millions of dollars being spent. Millions of dollars being spent. And so can you imagine I just show up? So I just want to say to you, I know, theater, or maybe you've come from another place where it might be collaborative and when you become that series regular, that lead on that show, you will have more say so. But right now, when you're not that, don't do it. I'm here to tell you, don't do it. Be an actor that gets their job done. Be an actor. I'm not saying be a yes man. I'm not saying don't put your craft in there. You're hired to do this. There are people who are out there with wardrobe. There are people who are out there with lights. You're going to be like, nah, better light on me. That's not what we do. So, yeah, and here's what I'll say. We've heard this saying before. Be nice to everyone in this industry because the people that you spit on when you're walking up that ladder might be the same people that you have to work with later. And so there's no doubt in my mind that I'm going to continue to direct. There's no doubt in my mind that I will get my TV show, that I will be, directing episodic TV. There's no doubt in my mind. And so if this person's headshot comes across my desk, and I have no ill will against that person, but I do know in a working capacity, I don't want to work with that person again. I've learned a lot about myself as a director. I take all of these things into this is the best case scenario. Great. What did I learn about myself? I should have taken more control of my set. I should have taken more control of my set. That I did wrong. The moment this person gave me a hard time, I should have done so. I should have been like, you're out of here. You know what I mean? But I didn't. So I'm learning too as a director. That's my fault. That's my fault as a new director, as a person who was an actor and having a little bit more compassion for a person, another actor. But I should have put on my director's hat fully and been like, out of here. You're done, and so I'm learning. I learned new things, and I learned that I wanted to get this scene, I wanted to shoot it, and it's great. It's not out there yet. We saw it screened in a big screen, and I think it's lovely. I'm really happy with it. It's to show off some of my directing skills. I'll submit it to programs and stuff like that. It's gonna be great, and then we'll just see. I'll just keep plugging along. I'll keep plugging along. So anyway, that's my, mini-sode for today. Take care of yourself. Understand that your future vision, don't let it F up your current vision. And I'm not saying you have to belittle. You definitely, if you don't want to, that's a non-negotiable for you. If you're like, nah, I want to wear this thing, then great. That's what you do. You wear this thing. So I think I did really well with not non-descriptors, not saying if it's, the pronouns of this person. So it's very vague on purpose. All right. Thanks for checking in for the mini-sode.